Hey, what's up, everybody? VItaliy Dubinin is here, and I'm super pumped and super excited right now because I'm about to interview a dear mentor of mine, somebody who I learned so much from. So get ready to take lots of notes, and because we are going to shower you with so much information that you can apply on in order to build your successful home business. And just for you to understand who is the kind of person that I'm about to interview right now, I want to introduce him properly. So since 1996, Rob has built 5 six-figure, even multiple six-figure businesses, working part-time in his spare time online. Rob has successfully built a couple of MLM companies to six-figure levels, one of them to a team of over 11,000 members, and correct me if I'm wrong here. He's signed up people left and right every day, sometimes 20 people a day, and in most cases, it happens on autopilot. Rob is dominating Google. He's ranking in the first page of, for hundreds of different terms, and he's able to rank on pretty much any keyword that he wants. And I personally seen how from just one blog post that he made close to $80,000. I know he probably may have multiple like those. And Rob won numerous marketing awards, trips, affiliate contests, and cash prizes. He has spoken many times on stage at major industry events. He's an L5 leader and number one uno all-time income earner in My Lead System Pro, which is the largest lead generation and attraction marketing system for home business entrepreneurs. He is known as the SEO magician or SEO genius, and Rob is an author of multiple products like Audience Builder Pro, Authority Content Profit System, Rank and Stick SEO, posting on purpose for profits, and others, and all of them are awesome. So I can go on and on and on introducing yourself, but I'm excited for this interview. How are you doing, Rob?
I'm doing excellent. It was totally awesome when you sent me the invite and go, hey, you want to be on the hot seat? It's like, what? Put on the hot seat? I don't know. I'll pull my covers. So here we are. We're on the hot seat. I open my window in case the questions get a little too hard, and I start sweating. So we'll be good to go. But yeah, it's absolutely right. Since 1996, my wife and I actually had a health issue. I was diagnosed with cancer and given 2 years to live. And at that moment, something happened in my brain where I went, you know what? I'm 2 years away from leaving my family destitute and penniless because I had a job, and if I die and I can't work, then there's no money. So I started to freak out a little bit, not only for the cancer, but that I would leave my family destitute and penniless. So I literally got busy, and my reason why became much stronger than my excuses.
Right.
All of a sudden, my reason why. So I just got in, I got busy. I started doing the things I really pretended I was doing before. I actually just got in and did follow the instructions. And it's worked, and we've just kept on keeping on. And now it's been 15, 20 years where we've never made less than 100,000 a year just doing this internet thing. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, this is most people's dreams, doing the internet thing. And I know you have a very, very inspiring story. I'm ready to grill you. You open your window, so be ready to be grilled a little bit. So I just want you to start. You started to tell your story a little bit, but tell us a little bit about your story, how everything has started for you, and what were some of your major turning points along the journey.
Yeah, I was actually raised in a little rural town in Michigan called Ravenna, and it was about 30 minutes away from Ada, Michigan, which is home of Amway. That's where the big Amway headquarters and distribution center is. So my mom and dad were Amway distributors all my life growing up. So we always had their soap and their laundry detergent and all this stuff and people at our house. My parents were never really that successful at it, but we attended all these events. And what I remember as a little kid was seeing hope in people's faces. Here's the adults, and they're literally crying, being excited, and hope and financial future and income. And it's like, what the heck is going on? I'm a little kid, I don't know. But it always stuck with me. And so I joined my first MLM deal, Amway, when I was 18. And then over the years, I probably joined 6 different deals, and I never had success. I would get the whiteboard, I would draw circles, and maybe sign up 2 or 3 people. And then I didn't know what to do. Once I ran out of people to talk to, I didn't know what to do. And so for most of my life, I would say 30 years, I just struggled at MLM. And then about 5 years ago, what I did for a couple of years is I bought leads off the internet, you know, the name, email, telephone number, and I would call the leads. I would stack up a pile of quarters, 200 quarters a day, a big stack of quarters. I'd make a dial and I'd move a quarter, make a dial, move a quarter. And so I'd make 200 dials a day. And I did that for 3 years.
Wow.
And I built a team in my network marketing deal. I built a team of about 5,000 people, became like top 15 income earner or something. But I was burned out. I mean, it was working, but it was a lot of work. Cruel. What I noticed is people on my team didn't like that way. They didn't want to buy leads and pick up the phone and make this horrible.
Crazy. Yeah.
You know, so they kept picking on me. They kept saying, well, Rob, what about the internet? The internet. It's supposed to be magical, the internet. And so I started looking for a way to generate leads online. And I ran into a company called My Lead System Pro. And I joined them back in 2010 and literally just followed the instructions. You know, I found a leader within MLSP, the #1 guy at the time, and I just did everything he said to do. If he said jump, it was like, how high do I jump? And I just kept going at it. And the magic was within 90 days, I had generated my first 800 leads online through this MLSP program. And I had personally sponsored 12 people in my MLM, and they all called me. I never had to pick up the phone. They all called me. So at the end of 90 days, it's like, wow, that's way magical. What have I been doing for 3 years? That was too hard. And the rest is history. You know, I was actually laughing the other day. I have not picked up the phone and made an outbound call to a lead in over 4 years.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, comparing the fact that you for 3 years dialed in 200 calls a day, I mean, that is like insane. You need so much determination in order to be able to do that. What has driven you for those 3 years to do that, and also to go in your first 90 days to kind of dive in and to just do what the top leader is doing and just, you know, cranking? I mean, you put in a lot of work at the time, right? It was one of those things where I really believed that the leaders on the leaderboard, they weren't there because they just wrote their name in. They actually had to produce a result to get there. So I just believed, okay, they're not lying to me. Well, they may be lying to me. They may not even know. But if I go study them, because some people are really good at what they do, but they're not good teachers. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, instead of letting them teach me, why don't I personally go study them? And what I did is I took the top 10 people and I literally created like a FBI dossier, a little file on each person. You know, I'd have your name and I'd print a copy of your blog and print a copy of your Facebook and get your emails. And I literally studied, created folders on all these 10 people. Wow. And what I did is I was looking for points of commonality. See, we're all different. Some people like to pick up the phone and call leads. Some people like to do videos. Some people like training, whatever. So we all do it different. But what I was looking for was points of commonality. And what I discovered was every single leader without exception had their own blog. They had their own autoresponder. They were building a list. They had some kind of free trial offer that branded them. It was free training, maybe a free, like Ray Higgins got a free podcast about lead generation. You know, Mark Harbert had something else going, but they had free training. And they had social media going, you know, so Facebook and stuff like that. And I didn't have any of that stuff. But through those top 10, I realized, well, there's 5 points of commonality. They all built it different, but they all have these 5 things in common. So my thought was, well, if they're all doing these 5 things, then obviously there has to be some magic in doing those same 5 things. So that's all I did. I just started doing the 5 things. I built my blog, and if they had video testimonials, I put on video testimonials. If they had a link to Facebook, I put a link to Facebook. I literally copied what they were doing, not copied like verbatim. Modeling. That's called modeling. You really model that.
Yeah, and then my faith came from they were on the leaderboard. Whatever they did got them on the leaderboard. So I just trusted that if I did the same things long enough, if I took that consistent action over an extended period of time, something would have to happen. So I just put in my head, I'm going to do this. I picked blogging and SEO. I'm going to do one blog post and SEO every day for 90 days and not care about the results. I didn't even look at the results because I just knew it would take time. So at the end of 90 days, I finally opened up the back office and said, what are the results?
And you got $1.
800 leads. Yeah, and MLSP, and it was like 800 leads, $2,300 in commissions, and I had personally sponsored 12 people. And it's like, okay, that was a lot of work, but I found I was getting better. I could do a blog post faster, and it was certainly a whole lot less painful than picking up the phone and dialing 200 times a day.
Right. I think
I just kept going. I just kept doing it. Just kept doing it.
Yeah, you built some muscles before that, because for somebody to blog for 90 days straight and just trust blindly that no matter what the result, I'm going to stick to the plan, and I'm going to have faith in myself. You build some muscle inside of you. That's awesome. And
it was hard. It was hard to make that change because I had done 3 years of prospecting on the phone.
Right.
So all of a sudden, there was about a 3-hour window every day where I go, what do I do with myself? Now I'm doing attraction marketing, and nobody's coming over to my house. I wonder if it's working. So I did have a lot of doubt, a lot of struggle, but I just kept the faith. It's like they got to be there for a reason. They're on that leaderboard for a reason. So I just got to trust the process because we don't know what we don't know. If we've never done it before, we're hoping it will work for us, but we don't really know,
Right. So your first breakthrough came after you've done your blog every single day, and then you got your leads, and then from there you continued to do exactly what you were doing, or you kind of started doing something else too?
Well, yeah. Well, I started getting the leads, and in the beginning, I was calling the leads. So I would get a lead, they would come in, and I'd call them, and because I was very comfortable on the phone. Then after about a year, where it was like everything we touched turned to gold. People were, we're generating, 20, 30, 40 leads a day. MLSPs paying us hundreds of thousands of dollars. We were just signing people up like crazy. And so that just kind of gave me, the pressure was off. So now we could go in and kind of fine tune our messages. Now pay attention to, okay, well, 100 people are seeing our page, but only 10 are becoming leads. What could we do to increase that conversion? So now is more, okay, we've got our business model, our marketing method. Now let's go refine it. Let's clean it up. Let's make it more sparkly and work better. So really for the last 5 years now, that's what we've been doing. We've just been working to enhance and increase what we've already done. So I have kind of moved on. I do quite a bit on Facebook now. So we do blogging, we do SEO. I have moved into video marketing. We do a lot of videos. I have found that if the first connection with a person is via video versus the written word, say a blog post, our conversion tends to be about 4 times higher. So I have learned that video is important. So I do comb my hair and sometimes shave.
It's awesome. We're going to dig into this stuff, but first, let's step back, and I want to ask you, what are the most important lessons that you've learned? Like, what are the biggest keys that you found to build a successful home business?
It's really faith. Well, that's a tough one. The biggest challenge, and I have to say this from my own personal experience, it may or may not be true for everyone listening to the call, but I believe we are our own worst enemies to success, and quite often we don't know it. We're oblivious of it. I call it the hurts, habits, and hangups that hold us back. Maybe you were a little kid and you did a project and you went and you showed your dad, and your dad dismissed it. Whatever. You thought it was awesome. He didn't even give you the time of day. So all of a sudden you felt small. You felt less than. My best effort and nobody cares. Well, maybe as an adult, 30, 40 years later, you still carry that. So you never give your best effort because you may not get approval. So I would call that a hurt that's holding us back. Maybe you have a habit of watching TV 3 to 4 hours a night. It's the end of the day. You eat dinner, you put the kids in bed, and you're vegging out in front of the TV 3 to 4 hours a night. And I call that a habit that's holding us back. So we got the hurts, habits, and hangups. Maybe you drink too much alcohol every day, and by the time you're supposed to be calling your leads, you're having a tough time doing it. That would be a habit that's holding us back. So I think personal development, and I know we've all heard this, that we have to work more on ourselves than we need to work on the business. Yeah. Because the reality is that it doesn't matter what we promote, a product, a service, a business opportunity. There's somebody promoting that same exact product, service, business opportunity, making a boatload of money. And if you simply do what they did, you'd make a boatload of money too, you'd think. But that's not true. I've seen it. I've given people coaching. I've given them step-by-step instructions. And I've seen people do it and still not produce a result, where I'm doing the exact same thing and producing crazy results. What's going on in here? We have to fix those hurts, habits, and hangups. So I think the biggest lesson is realize if you're struggling, something's going on with you and you got to resolve it. How? That I can't answer for people, but you got to go in there and take a look.
I think you can. You do those workshops when people walk on glass, and you kind of shatter their inner beliefs. And I've seen personally some of your trainings inside My Lead System Pro, where you're talking about hurts, habits, and hangups, and how to reprogram our subconscious mind. And I know it's a deep psychological stuff, but it's really at the core, I think, of what people are struggling with. They, at some level, they don't believe they deserve success, and they don't fully trust in themselves. So I agree with you 100%. It's you have to work on yourself more than you work on a particular marketing strategy or whatever.
Yeah, you really do. Years ago, I had a business where we sold websites and lead generation services to real estate agents and brokers. And there was a part of this service we were doing that was making us about $70,000 a year, and it would cost us, but it was taking about an hour a day. An hour a day for $70,000 a year is pretty good. But at the time, I was quite frankly lazy. I didn't want to do the hour a day. So I went to a buddy of mine. I said, "Here's the deal. I'm going to give you this project. It's going to take you about an hour a day, and we'll do a 70-30 split. You keep 70% because you're doing all the work. I'll take 30% because it was my idea." And so he did it. And at the time, this guy was working. He had a job. He was making about $30,000 a year. So he did it for about 2 months. Now, keep in mind, his 70% would have been worth about $50,000 a year. He did it until he made exactly what he was making at his job. Well, actually, he quit his job. He made exactly what he was making at his job, and then he quit. So I take it away from him. I give it to another guy. Same deal. He does it up until he makes enough money to buy a truck. Then he quits. And that's when I learned that you cannot give a $100,000 opportunity to a $50,000 mentality, because they'll only cash in 50 grand. You know what I mean? I know. Really taught me the lesson that it's us. It's us. What we need to know to build a business is us. Not a secret trick, not some gizmo, fancy, spammy thing. It's us. And so it's huge and it's hard, but we got to realize that and just do it.
Yeah, we all have this financial ceiling, by what we think, we want to make in a year. And I've been studying Harv Eker's work, the spiritual millionaire, and I'm aware of all this stuff now. That I'm what's holding us back is all inside. It's really all inside. When you change yourself on the inside, then magically everything outside will show up. So that's awesome. Let's transition a little bit. You are known as the SEO wizard primarily on the internet. Tell us, what is SEO and why you decided to master SEO?
Yeah, SEO is really it's search engine optimization, which is just a big fancy way of saying to get your content, whether it's a blog post or a video, to actually show up on the first page of the major search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, MSN, when somebody's searching for whatever it is they're looking for. So in my case, you know, you mentioned a blog post where we've done about $80,000. I have a blog post where we sell a product called article writing software. And so to me, it just made sense to me that the internet runs on search. I go, okay, it's morning time. I need to buy a new pair of sunglasses. I'm going to go to Google and type in Ray-Ban sunglasses. I'm going to search. Everything starts with search. Now, if I sell sunglasses, the best thing I could do is when somebody types in Ray-Ban sunglasses and I sell Ray-Bans, I want my store to show up when they search. That's SEO. So that was my thought. That was the idea of attraction marketing, where people are constantly having problems and challenges and asking questions. I want to be the guy where the search ends with me. They end on my site, my video. We've done it. So today, like I said, I get on an average of 1,000 to 2,000 visits per day to my blogs, from people that actually typed in something, MLM lead generation, article writing secrets, whatever. And they read a blog post exactly about what they were searching for. And chances are we have a product or a service that we guide them off into. So I've just done it because, quite frankly, I'm kind of lazy. So I figured, well, blogging and SEO would be one of those things where I could work once and then it will continue to produce a result even if I stay in bed. And that's the way it's worked, you know.
Right, and it's kind of the most targeted traffic.
Say that again?
It's the most targeted traffic that you can get.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because the only reason they're going to find you is because they searched for you on purpose or searched for that topic on purpose.
Right.
So our conversion rates are pretty high. You know, I'm not really not that good at lead generation because I don't do splash pages and all that, but I'm really good at conversions where they read my copy or watch the video and then they go buy something. And the only reason isn't because my words are magic. It's because we attracted the right person. We attracted the person that's got a credit card in their hand. They're waiting to buy those sunglasses. They just need to know from where.
Yeah, you always ask yourself, you know, who is the person who is most likely to buy whatever it is that they're searching for, and now you just give it to them exactly what they want, exactly what they type in.
Yeah, you just make it easy to find. You attract that person, and then make what you're selling easy to find. Just put it right smack in their face. Here it is. You want
right.
blue or red?
You're not pulling up just random keywords. You really target specific keywords that has high score on the buyer's intent, right?
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, what I'm looking for is the keywords that make sense. So, for example, because we sell a lot of network marketing and MLM related tools and training, you would think a keyword like network marketing would be great. Well, it's not really, because if somebody searches what is network marketing, they're really not worth anything. They're still in information mode. You know, they're not looking for anything. But if somebody was typing in, how do I generate network marketing leads? That person is screaming for help. They're saying, help me, help me. Like, okay, I'll help you. Here's how we generate network marketing leads. And if you do that correctly, it's kind of like we're kind of like a store. We're standing behind the cash register, and there's just a line of people waiting to pay us. You know, so it's kind of cool.
Are you still doing SEO right now, or you kind of stopped for a while?
No, my foundation is SEO. So right now I'm kind of on I'm learning paid advertising right now, and I say that tongue in cheek because historically I really suck at this. So I should say I'm paying to learn paid advertising right now. But my model, my bread and butter since 1996 has always been SEO. Because once it ranks, and now with the technology today, we can get links and we can get other people sharing our content. To me, it's like an internet vending machine. You know, once I have a page or a video that ranks, somebody's going to walk by, go, ooh, I want some of that, put it in their quarter, and I've got another lead. So that's my model. So I don't blog daily anymore, but I still constantly add new content to my blog. In fact, I created a keyword list of the target market. You know, who's the person most likely to buy what you're selling? I created a keyword list of about 1,500 keywords 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only down to like number 539. So I've got 1,000 to go. You know, so I've got 539 blog posts, all for keywords. I've got another 1,000 to go. So I'm sure another 3.
You'll have some work. You'll have some work to do for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, you're saying I'm doing SEO from 1996, and people are like, oh my goodness, you know, it will take me 15 years to learn SEO. You know, they may be thinking in their head, you know, I got an idea. You know, I want to put my content on the first page of Google. It all sounds great. I want to position myself. You know, but they say like, man, you know, it's hard. You know, can I still do it today? I mean, can I do it? That's what probably.
I actually think it's actually easier today than it was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, it was really a matter of who had the biggest stick when it came to SEO, who had the biggest network of sites, who could get the most backlinks, who had the biggest tool set. And so it was kind of a race of who could get the most links. Today, Google doesn't pay that much attention to that anymore. They're looking for quality of links, and they're actually more important, they're looking for quality of content. So it used to be we'd all put up these crappy little 500-word articles and get them to rank. And now a blog, if I write a new blog post today, it's going to be between 1,500 and 5,000 words. It's going to have 2 or 3 videos. It's going to have links to different authority sites. So if that keyword or that topic was MLM lead generation, that one blog post, I might spend 3 or 4 days of research and writing to make that one blog post like the holy grail of MLM lead generation blog posts. Everything they ever need to know about MLM lead generation is right there. So the key today is to become an authority. If you write your content as an authority, everything they need to know about that topic is on that blog post, including what you're selling. You don't need that many backlinks anymore because Google will recognize that as an authority. So today it's actually easier than it was before. It's less costly. You need less tools. Most of the tools you can find in the back office is something like MLSP. You know, I've got a couple of SEO programs that we do. But it's really the content now. You really need to think, become an authority. You know, go 5 years down the road, you are going to be interviewed on Oprah. Well, it's not going to happen if you write crap content. It's not going to happen if your video is all about buy this, buy this, buy this. You know, you got to add value.
Oh,
you know, so start doing it now. Trust the process.
That's a long-term thinking right there. When you're thinking like, yeah, I'm going to build something of lasting value. I'm going to build my brand and write really, really quality content. And just, you know, naturally people, you know, Google will love you for that.
This is how it works. This is real life stuff. So I have a personal blog out there where I got 500 or 600 blog posts. We get about 1,000 visitors a day, all from the search engine. It's a very, very tight-knit group. I've got another site that's all MLM company reviews, and we're attracting people looking to join an MLM. We're trying to catch them before they join so they actually go join our deal. Well, that site gets about 600, 800 visits a day. You know, they're looking for Amway review, For Life review, Nature Sunshine review, whatever the heck they're looking for. And what we do is we attracted the right person, and then I'll have a pop-up that says, hey, before you take a look at your Amway deal, look at this. This is better. And that's how we do our lead generation. Nice. Well, back in December, I joined a new network marketing deal personally. And all I did is I went up there and I just changed my banners. So when it pops up, it showed the new deal, not the new deal. And within 2 months or within 40 days, I had personally sponsored 40 people in this new deal. Well, since then, this was in December. So here we are, April. So since then, the company kind of went wishy-washy. They changed their comp plan. Things went south. So I made a decision. I'm not going to build that deal, right? So you think, well, all that effort. No, all I did is I went back up to that blog site. I changed one pop-up.
Right.
Now we're promoting something different. So that's the magic. So you're building a brand, you're building a marketing distribution machine. What you push through there doesn't matter. So if you're building your brand and you're offering value, it doesn't matter what we sell, and I can change it. So tomorrow, if I get all excited about selling organic apples, I just go to my sites and I change my thing, and now I'm selling organic apples. So it's very easy to do, you know, to build this long-term thing that you can change really easy.
Well, that's the key over there. You said building a distribution channel machine. It's like having your own blog is one way to distribute your content. When you build it right and you have hundreds of people visiting your site every day, now you have traffic, a consistent flow of traffic, and now you can basically you know promote whatever you want there once you have it, or you build a fan page of tens of thousands of people liking it. Now you can market to those people. It's all about building your audience, right? Once you build an audience, a distribution channel, and you build your authority by providing value consistently, now people will start trusting you. You can promote whatever you want, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, and you said it exactly right. It's all about increasing our audience. We need to build an audience. You know, so I think back in November of last year. So historically, I'm blogging in SEO. Then we added video and SEO. And then we started taking our videos and putting them in the blog post. And we just kind of added last year. And I pretty much just stuck with that for about 5 years. Then last year in November, I took a course on Instagram. I didn't even know what an Instagram was. And I go up there and I look at it and go, they're sharing pictures. How does this make sense? But I was following a gal, April Marie Tucker, who had made a 6-figure income doing Instagram. So I take her course. I dive in and I get going. Literally so we're increasing in the audience. The Instagram people may not be on the search engines doing what they're doing. They're looking at pictures. So if I want to introduce, if I want to gain that audience, I got to go play in that sandbox. So we did, and now we're getting leads from Instagram. So we just added a new audience.
Right.
So now I'm doing some paid advertising. So we're adding a new audience that I wouldn't be able to reach through blogging or Instagram. So all of these methods, whether it's Pinterest, Instagram, search engines, YouTube, just new audience. Forums, active forums and groups, Google groups, Facebook fan pages. Where do your best prospects hang out? You better be in there and you better be engaging with them.
Yeah, you don't have to go and conquer everything, like build a fan page and Instagram and YouTube and all of those places. Start with something. And I think the most important audience building is your email list. Once you build your list, now it's like the core of your audience building, right?
Well, yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, I think personally, everything else we do, blogging, video marketing, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, everything we do, the reason we do that is to build our list.
Right.
If you're not building a list, you're not building a business. True story example. 10 years ago, 8 years ago, something, I was an affiliate of eBay. And at the time, eBay was paying a $25 commission for a new lead. This was a person that had never joined eBay before. And so if they filled out the form and they placed a bid, they didn't have to win the bid, just place the bid, then you would earn a $25 commission. So I started creating literally hundreds, not one or two, hundreds of little 3-page blogs. And every blog would be a product. It would be a calculator. It would be a telephone. It would be an ink pen. It would be a horse, whatever they sold on eBay.
Right.
And we did all this really, really cheap pay-per-click traffic. And we drive people to these pages. And it would drop a cookie, and then we were making like $40,000 a month profit promoting eBay. Then eBay changes their compensation plan, and our income went from $40,000 a month to less than $400 a month.
Oh my God!
Literally overnight, right?
And the traffic came from Google, from search engine optimization, or what?
Yeah. Well, mostly paid ads at that time, But because they changed their comp plan, what they were doing was paying $25 a lead. Now they were paying you like a nickel per click. So it just slammed. Well,
Wow.
so here we were. 1 month we're making 40,000. The next month we make 400. Why? We had no list. See, I was sending them to a page to buy an ink pen. There's no reason for me to build a list. So when we lost that income, we literally lost that income. There was no recovery. It was gone. And I realized at that moment, we didn't build a list. That's why we have no. So if you're not building a list, you don't have a business. What you have is an income opportunity that could change at any minute. But for example, back in December, I built this new team of 100 people in this new deal. The deal's gone, but I still have that list of 100 people.
Right.
So I can send them a note and go, oh, the deal's gone. What are we going to do now? Let's take a look at this. So now, even though the business changed, they changed their comp plan like eBay did, we're not out of the water because we built a list. So I think the list is the most critical part of the deal.
That's a good story, Rob. Now let's come back for a moment to SEO. Okay, I want to ask you, what is the secret formula? The recipe, so to speak, on how to rank on the first page of Google for any term that you want. How to do it. If you were like,
it's really, really simple. You need to write your content keywords, what I call keyword optimized. So you need to know what the topic of your content's going to be. And I use keyword tools. Google's got a good one, Keyword Planner. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you a dime. And it will actually tell you the actual phrase people are typing in when they're searching for something. So let's say I'm going to do what is network marketing, which I think I actually do rank for. That's the phrase. So I write a blog post about that, make it a really, really good article. Make sure that keyword phrase is in the title. It's in the body copy 2 or 3 times. You want to add a picture and name the picture that same keyword phrase. Add a video, name the video that same keyword phrase. That's all we got to worry about on the page. Now what we need to do is we need to share that content. We need to get it in front of people. Social media engagement, which is Facebook likes and shares, comments, blog comments, Twitter tweets and retwitters, or I don't know what the heck they do on Twitter. But all that stuff is social engagement, people participating. So you need to create a syndication network. And there's a lot of tools out there that will do it, where it'll say, once you make a new blog post, it tells the world that you have a new blog post. And some very real people will see it on their Facebook or see it on their Twitter, and they'll go and get. So that starts it. That starts the search engine go. They go, oh, they're kind of like votes. People that visit your page and like it and comment. Then we need to get other websites, authority websites, to link back to us. That's SEO. And the better job you do of making that happen, the higher you'll rank. But it all boils back down to quality of content. Years ago, it was all about links, thousands and thousands and thousands of links. Now it's all about great content and just get a few good links and you're golden.
So what you say basically is you write a really good content that people will like, and at the same time you want to optimize it for the search engine for the specific term that you want to rank for. You put it on a title, couple times in a body, in a picture, video, make a long article, and make it valuable. Now that's on-page optimization. Then you go to off-page optimization. Well, basically you want to have social proof of people liking and tweeting and liking this stuff on social media and giving blog comments, and that will start it going. And then a couple of authority links from authority sites linking to you. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's basically it. And one of the things that I learned literally in the last 6 months, I was one of the things I think that's important about building a business is pay attention. Go in and look at your results. What's going on? And just pay attention to what's going on. And what I noticed was Google was ranking my newer pages better than my older pages. So what I found is if the page was like within the last 3 months, it ranked better than some of the pages that have been on my blog for 2 or 3 years. And that didn't make sense to me because I do the same SEO for everything. So I started testing something. I went in, I found a blog post. I was like 2 years old. I didn't change anything. I just changed the publish date. I went up there and said, edit. I changed the date to today's date and I went, save. So now to the search Google, it looks like I just published a brand new blog post. But I've had 2 years of SEO, 2 years of getting links and everything else. The next day, we went from page 2 to number 1, page 1, the next day. So I realized here, for whatever reason, Google likes new content better than old content. So if anybody's on the call and you got a blog that you've been doing for a couple years, chances are you've got some really great content, good blog posts that are a year or 2 years old. Republish them, and do your SEO again. And chances are you're sitting on a gold mine because you've already done the work. You just need to republish it and do your SEO, and magic will happen. Right now, there's this window. So I don't know if Google will continue to do that, but right now I call it blog recycling. On all of my blogs, I am recycling all my blog posts that are older than 6 months old. And with the exception of 2 in the last 30 days, every single one of them is ranking number 1 once I republish it. It's the craziest thing ever. So dig deep into what you already have. You might have some content you can repurpose and get it going again.
Let's say somebody learns how to optimize the content for on page. Okay, they're thinking like, man, what can I do to really get some social proof, some people liking my stuff, my comments, or getting those backlinks from. I mean, do I need to go and spend thousands of dollars doing that, or buy some expensive SEO tools? I mean, I know you have something.
I have a 4-step process now. And I really do this in real life. It's not just because we sell it. This is literally what I do. So when I create a blog post, the first thing I do is I run over to a website out there called Social Adder, adr.com, Social Adder. And I run it through their syndication system 200 times. So I place it, I give them the link, say, go give me 200 social shares. These are Facebook likes, comments, tweets, all kinds of Bebos, all kinds of things. So that's step 1. And I just let it do its thing. Then there's a product that I actually sell that I actually created. You can give people the link, called Audience Builder Pro. And what we do is we take your RSS feed. Every blog has what they call an RSS feed. And we show you how to get the feed address. It's really simple. Mm-hmm. You give us that feed, and every time you make a new blog post, what we do is we grab that new post and we go syndicate it out to about 2,000 different websites and blogs and social media sites. We charge, I think it's $29 a month. So once you have it set up, which takes 3 minutes, you just give us a link, your RSS feed link. Every time you make a blog post, we automatically promote your site. We do the awesome. SEO part. So I do that. So I do a Social Adder, I do a Audience Builder Pro. Then what I do is I just let it all do its thing for about a month after I create new content. And I'm checking rankings. Do we rank? If that blog post ranks on the front page, I don't do anything else. I'm done. It's game over. If we're not ranking on the front page, then I add it to a second thing that we offer called Rank and Stick. And this is where we actually take that specific URL and the specific keyword phrase you want to rank for, and we do very, very serious SEO and backlinking. And we do that for you. So that's a little bit more expensive. It's a 90-day deal. I think it's like $20 per link or something like that. And that's what I do on all of my content: Social Adder, Audience Builder Pro, Rank and Stick. That's it. Now, if I don't rank after all of that's done, I don't care, because I've already done another 5, 6, 7, 10 different blog posts. So I don't care. I'm just going to create more and more content, knowing that about 50% of my content at any one time is going to rank. So tomorrow, Google might do something and all the rankings change, right?
Right.
So I lose half my rankings, but it may gain another half. So I just don't pay that much attention anymore. We just create more good stuff and away we go.
That's awesome. So basically what you're saying right now is you do your part, create a blog post, make sure that you optimize it correctly. And basically you take a link and you go to Social Editor, boom, it's done. You go to Audience Builder Pro, boom, it's done. It's just a couple minute thing. You go then to Rank and Stick, boom, it's done. And like you're doing all of the SEO stuff for them, so they don't need to think about it at all. They just
yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Because when I picked SEO 5 years ago, I bought every link building tool you could think of. I was literally spending $2,000 or $3,000 a month just on tools to get links, right? And I had 2 or 3 computers. I got a computer over here. I don't know if you guys can see this one.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
But I got a computer there. I got 3 computers over there. And it was all about SEO. It was all about all these little computers did different things to get links. And what a pain in the butt. So I said, well, plus I was spending a lot of money. Right. So it's like, why don't I just build this myself? And it took 2.5 years to build a network of 3,000 blogs. So I personally own 3,000 blogs. What do I do with all those? I help you and me and everybody else get backlinks. That's all we do.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And those things I think available only to members of My Lead System Pro, right?
Yeah. Well, I think they can buy it outside of My Lead System Pro. I think but they have to go through somebody that's in My Lead System Pro to get it.
Yeah. So it's actually in the store of My Lead System Pro.
Right.
Awesome. Good stuff. I mean, if somebody is like, I'm going to run with SEO, you just gave them the blueprint how to do it. It's incredible.
Yeah. Today it's really easy. Today it's really more of a focus on quality content. And when you're writing your content, you mentioned put the keyword in the title and the body copy and all that. What you also want to do is don't be so greedy. Give some links to other authority sites related to that keyword. So if the keyword was lead, MLM lead generation secrets, link to another authority. How do you know if it's an authority site? Go search on Google, MLM lead generation secrets. Whoever shows up on that front page is an authority. So pick one that's like a non-competitor. It might be Wikipedia or about.com or something. Pick somebody that's a non-competitor, but link. Keep in mind, you're creating content that's being perceived as authoritative. If you're going, it's all mine, buy my stuff. You're not an authority, you're a beggar. You want to have your call to action there, obviously, but you also want to be a real authority and point people to where they can get more information.
I was speaking just a couple of days ago with Neil Patel. You probably know this.
Oh, Neil, insane, like $1 million a day or something stupid.
Yeah. So he actually came to Israel, and I interviewed him for a little bit, and he said that he writes this blog post with like lists, and he makes them 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 words articles, and then he links to different sites along the way, and then he go ahead and emails all of those guys who own all of those sites, and now they are spreading all of his message to all of their networks because he mentions them on his site.
yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's like what we give away, we get to keep. So the more we open the doors to share the wealth, I've always thought catch people doing something right, make a big deal about it. So if I'm writing a blog post about MLM lead generation secrets and you got a killer resource, I just caught you doing something right, and I'm gonna let my people know about it. And that's what will happen. You'll read it and you go, whoa, this guy loves me. And you're gonna send your people to go see how much I love you. So it's just it's gonna work.
Yeah, that's the idea. Pretty cool. So Rob, you mentioned your story, how you started with MLSP. I want to ask you personally, why MLSP? What is so special about MLSP for you? What are some of the hidden leverage that exist in MLSP that a lot of people don't even realize that they cannot get anywhere else? What is so special about MLSP for you?
Well, MLSP originally started with Brian and Norbert. They were promoting a high ticket deal. One of these deals that cost you 5 or 10 or 12 grand to join. They're very, they're challenging programs to promote. And so they had built a team lead generation site for their team, and it worked really, really well. And it worked so well, in fact, that other people were going, hey, we want it, right? And so they opened it up to the world. The magic of MLSP, I really think, is in the community and the community of leaders like yourself, myself, people, because we come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There's a live webinar every single day. Some is personal development. We've got to get past the hurts, habits, and hangups that are holding us back. Some is hands-on marketing training, whether it's blogging, video marketing, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever. So we are learning what's working today from the leaders that are in the trenches today, not some guy that made a fortune 20 years ago and he's still waving the I made a fortune flag, using something that won't work today. So that's what I really like about it, is it's what's working today. So it evolves. And then you have this history in their back office of all the. So one of the things I tell everybody that joins my team, I tell them, even if you don't stick with MLSP, go join MLSP, at least for the trial period. Go right to the marketing library. You want to open it up. You don't want to buy anything or do anything, but for the next 7 to 10 days, research marketing methods. You're going to see like 18 of them back there. There's blogging and spamming and classified ads and all kinds of ways to build your business. Research all of those ways. And at the end of 7 to 10 days, based on your time, your talent, and what you believe you will be willing to do once you learn how, every single day for the next 6 to 12 months, pick one marketing method, whatever method that makes sense for you. Then track down the leader that's mastered that method and do everything they say. And for the next 6 to 12 months, put the blinders on. You see nothing except that one method. And if you focus on that for 6 to 12 months, you will master it. You will produce a result. You will make money. And here's the most exciting part. You'll start moving up the food chain at MLSP, L1, L2, L3, L4. You'll start hitting these leadership levels, and they'll go, well, hey, you want to create a product. And all of a sudden, you've become the master of whatever. You create a product, and boom, now you're into 6 figures, and it's game over. But that's why I like MLSP. It's current. It's current. A lot of the programs that I am involved in, their training is 2 or 3 years old. We'll give you a real life example. I had an SEO course called Predatory SEO on MLSP. We sold it for $297. I pulled it. It's no longer on the market. Why? It's out of date. And that's the difference between MLSP and a lot of these other guys. If it's out of date, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's like says a lot about you. It's a lot of integrity, and I agree with you 100% that getting up to date information is super important. You gave a great piece of advice what everybody can do when they start with their MLSP. And now I hope that people caught it, the vision that when you advance through the ranks, and they have like a database of I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people that they can put you in front of, if you just go and focus and put the blinds on, like Rob Ford said, and master something, and then you create a product, you do a webinar, that now you're going to be exposed to all of those people. You're going to be a rock star, and that's kind of what MLSP can do for you.
Well, yeah, their tagline is creating the leaders of tomorrow today. And that's exactly what it is. And I go to the leaderboards quite often, and I'm looking for the new kids on the block, the new people to the playground. And you see them coming, and to me, that's the joy of it. I mean, that's the magic of it, is watching people get in, struggle. Maybe you've had a couple conversations with them. They're doubting themselves, and all of a sudden, bam, L1, L2, and they're coming into their own. You can see it, and to me, that's the exciting part, because it's a journey. In the beginning is hard. It's just hard. But if you stick with it and get past that scratch your head moment, like, what the heck is going on? Eventually it gets easier, you get better, and you couldn't stop it if you tried. I mean, you couldn't stop it. What am I going to do? Go call 1,500 people? Please quit because I'm feeling bad.
Right. Once you learn the skills, it's kind of like contagious. You just stand on your own. You're a leader. You have value, and that's the magic of it. When people feel that value inside, and they know they have a lot of value to share to the marketplace. Now you can write your own ticket. You can for the rest of your life. And
well, and then it becomes fun. I remember when I first started, I would get a keyword, do a blog post, do my SEO, and I'd hit my refresh key on Google like every 5 minutes. Am I ranking? Am I ranking? Am I ranking? And that's what we all do in the beginning, I guess. Today, I just do it. I don't pay I literally pay no attention. Or what I'll do is because you've had results. So I'll do a blog post and I'll just guess in my head, say, okay, well, I think we're going to hit number 7 on the front page in 3 days. So now instead of stressing out, it's more fun. And sure enough, 3 days comes by. It's like, oh, dang, I ranked number 6. Bad guess. You start having fun with it,
Yeah, it becomes fun for sure. I know that lately MLSP has introduced some new tools to the marketplace, like the funnelizer and CRM. Are you using those tools? What are the funnelizer?
Yeah, I don't use the CRM because that's keeping track of people you talk to on the phone, and I don't do that anymore. That's not saying you shouldn't. Keep in mind, hear what I said way back in the beginning. I called everybody. Today, I'm not that hungry, so I just don't. The funnelizer, on the other hand, is absolutely mind-blowing, wallet busting. It's a complete game changer. It's a splash page builder or an opt-in page builder or an offer builder or a funnel builder. So you can create a page where you ask for the person's name or email. You can create a page where you're giving them videos and actually sell stuff. Give them a PayPal button. So you can do anything you want to on these pages. But the magic are really the programming behind this page. I just recently joined a program where their splash page was getting about a 35% opt-in rate. So for every 100 people that would visit the page, 35 people would become a lead. The challenge was they didn't have any way to tie it into an autoresponder. So again, as we talked about earlier, it's all about building the list, build the list, build the list. So I looked for a service to replicate their page best I could. Now I own Lead Pages. I own ClickFunnels with Russell Brunson. I own PLS, which is another splash page builder, 3 or 4 different splash page builders. The only one that had a geo-targeting function was Funnelizer. So I literally spent, I don't know, it took like 8 minutes to replicate this page. And now the page is pulling 35% opt-in rate. So for every 100 visitors, I'm getting 35 new leads. What's magical is it's a generic ad. You know what I mean? We're not talking about any particular company, any particular product. It's generic. It's like, hey, you want to make money? Click here. I mean, it's really dumb. So it can work to promote any business opportunity, MLM, and you're still going to convert at 35%. That's magical. If 1 out of every 3 people that sees your page becomes a lead, you are rich. You just need to let some time go by and it will happen.
If you know how
to. So yeah, to me, Funnelizer is a game changer.
Yeah, so basically you don't need to go to like third-party tools like Lead Pages or ClickFunnels. You basically can create all of it inside MLSP. Your capture page, your thank you page, your funnel, everything.
Yeah, I have a guy on my team, Bert Bledsoe. Wonderful guy, really funny, really smart. He's a goat farmer in Colorado. But I was on one of his, he just become an L5, which is a big deal in MLSP. And I was on one of his webinars the other night, and he had said something. He said, I focus on MLSP because Everything we need as internet marketers is in MLSP. Everything we need. So I heard him say that, and keep in mind, I'm the #1 guy, so I should be saying stuff like that. But I started thinking, I started looking at it going, you know what? He's right. Everything we need is in MLSP. All the training, all access to all the tools, everything you need to build a business, not just a downline, but a business on the internet is available through MLSP. When he said that, and keep in mind, I say this because I'm laughing at myself. I never realized that. I'm the #1 guy, and I never realized everything we need is in MLSP. When he said it, I started looking. I actually saved myself about $400 a month. Because when I said, well, that's in MLSP, I don't need to be paying for it. Oh, that's in MLSP, I don't need to be paying for it. You know what I mean? Like lead pages. I'm paying $700 a year for lead pages. Why? It's in MLSP. It's part of the program. Right?
Absolutely. I agree with you. And though they have some very, very sexy templates that you can use. I mean, I haven't seen those kind of templates. One of them you mentioned, the geo-targeting. It's available in your area. And actually people who live in Texas, like, it's available in Texas. It recognizes people when where they live. Is one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, that one page is I'm really excited because I just started playing with it this past month. And my normal opt-in rates, 10, 12%, something like that. So for every 100 people, I get 10 leads. This page is every 100 people, I'm getting 35. To me, that's gold, because if I get a person on my email list, I know from my own business, they're worth about $22 a year. So every person I can add to that list is worth $22 in the next 12 months to me. So literally by using that one page, I was able to triple my income.
That's awesome. You know your numbers. Now, here's the thing. I know you said you don't use the CRM because you obviously don't need to call people. But if somebody is just, he's hungry, he's starting out, he really wants to succeed, what would be like very useful for him to use the CRM?
Yeah, no, the CRM is very important. I don't use it because I really don't call leads, but I use a very heavy duty CRM or customer manager on my computer here. So like when we get off this call, I'll go take notes. So I'll know what we talked about, and who I talked about that with. If you shared your birthday or maybe your kid's birthday or something, I'm going to go put that in my CRM. If you sent me a Facebook message and I answered it, I'm going to go copy that and put that in my CRM. So now the next time we have a chat, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter or MSN chat or whatever, I just call you up in the database. And now I remember, oh yeah, your kid had the baseball game. Did he win? So it's all about relationship building. Right. The more high tech we get, the internet, the computer, the more high touch we crave. People still want to get hugs. People still want to be treated special, recognized and encouraged and personal. So CRM is very important. So I didn't mean to minimize the CRM. I just use a different one. But if you don't have a CRM, use it. One of the books I read years and years ago was, who's the super rich guy? Donald Trump. Donald Trump was talking about how he starts his day is at 4 a.m. and he's on the phone making personal connections. Not trying to sell anything, not trying to ask for anything, just calling people up going, hey, how are you? What can I do to help you today? And he would make 50 calls a day all of his life to build a network of people who know, like, and trust him. Wow. That's our job. That's what the CRM makes it available for you. You can put in there to flag you when it's their birthday. So send them a private birthday note. They think you're God. You're paying attention. So
I didn't know that Donald Trump was doing that.
Oh yeah, Donald Trump. Yeah, he's a huge networker. And then there's another guy. He wrote a book. He said, "Build your well or dig your well before you're thirsty." And the whole book is about building a network. And we should really teach our kids to do this when they're going to school. Have them start writing down. You're building a CRM. Who are the kids? Who's mom and dad? What's their phone number? Start building that network. Teach them to stay in contact. Send a Christmas card, send a birthday card, and build this network as you go through life. And, you know, we've heard this whole saying, we're only 6 people removed from the president or whatever. Well, if you build a big enough network, that's absolutely true.
And it's so awesome that you don't have to go to any other third-party CRM tool and pay hundreds of dollars for that. You get it all inside MLSP as part of that. So you're making phone calls, you're talking with your leads, you're writing notes. Next time you have all this information in front of you when you follow up, when you build relationships. I mean, that's gold. That's gold. You have to use
well,
that.
Yeah, it absolutely is, because you're never going to remember it. You know, I still do the old school way. You know, I got this little yellow pad of paper, and what happens is you take notes, and you know, and then you call somebody, and you're looking through your notes, and you go, "What's his name?" You know,
yeah,
your business will only grow as big as you can organize it, and the CRM is a huge organizational tool, huge. You know, Bill Pescasolito, who's one of the leaders in MLSP. He's a master at when he gets leads. He calls them on the phone, and usually within 3 minutes, he's got their credit card and he's doing the happy dance. He's a master at this thing. Well, that's part of the thing. I've spent the last 2 years not calling leads, but I just joined a program that's converting really well. And I went and I looked. I got like 1,600 leads. It's like, I bet you I could do a whole lot better if I called. So I'm getting ready to actually fire up the CRM, because when you're calling, you want to take notes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You want to take notes. You don't want to act stupid, call them 2 weeks later and ask them the same thing you already asked them. That's just dumb.
Right. That's incredible. And we have some really good training inside how to prospect with Bill and some other training there. I know. I want to ask you, Rob. You know, I know that SEO is not the only way that you generate leads, isn't it? Like, what are your favorite ways to generate leads online?
Instagram's been working really well for me. Instagram is kind of funny. I don't get it. I personally don't visit Instagram and look at pictures.
Me too.
But apparently a lot of people do. So I bought a course, went through it. I think I got like 4,900 followers now on Instagram. But we get 10 or 12 leads a day off of Instagram. And I have it completely automated now. I don't touch it. I don't pay any attention to it. So Instagram's a good way. Social media, Facebook fan pages, videos, Facebook video. You know, I used to do a lot of YouTube videos. If you're going to do a video, you know, think, how do I leverage that same content again and again? So I do a YouTube video. I'm going to embed that video in my blog. I'm going to take that same video and upload it to Facebook, not link to my YouTube, but actually upload it to Facebook. So I've worked once. Now I got 2 different distribution centers. So Facebook's pretty good. I have been doing some posting to Facebook groups. You know, you find a group that has your prospect. That's been working really, really well. I did recently get banned from posting to Facebook groups because I was apparently doing it too aggressively.
you kind of 600 groups a day or something?
I was doing 600 groups a day, and apparently they thought that was a little too aggressive. So they sent me to my room without supper. So I'm temporarily banned. But it works good, and if you do less than that, you'll probably be okay. And then I recently started to do solo ads. Again, I'm not a huge paid advertising fan ever since the eBay thing years ago. But I started doing solo ads because I built that splash page with Funnelizer that's getting me a 35% opt-in rate. So I can get a click from a solo ad for 50 cents, which means my lead cost is about $1 to $1.50. If it costs me $1.50 to get a lead, and I know I'm going to make $22 from that lead over the next 12 months, it's a no-brainer. So I have been pushing out, which I would never have done if it had not been for the Funnelizer. You know what I mean? If I couldn't create a page that gets a 30% opt-in, I would never do paid ads. So now it's open. The Funnelizer has actually opened up the door to paid ads. So that's pretty much what I do now.
Awesome. And it's not that like people think, well, I will buy a solo ad, I will get, 20 or 30% opt-in rates, and I will have like $22 per year what this leads worth. You really know how to follow up with those people and how to build this relationship, and that's a big key there, you know.
Well, yeah, it is. It's absolutely is. And there's all kinds of different, you know, you talk to 100 top producers and you're going to get 100 different answers. How often do you mail your people? You know, some say once a week, once a month, once a day, once every hour. You know, and what do you mail them? Do you mail them stories? Do you always mail them offers? Everybody's going to give you a different answer.
So what's your answer?
I mail when I feel like mailing. So when they opt in, obviously they're going to get a follow-up series. You know, like if they opt into my MLSP page, they get a 21-day follow-up series or something. So they're going to get those regardless. But then once or twice a week, I'm going to be sitting here in this office and I'm going to have an idea. And I'm going to go write an email and share that idea. And sometimes we're going to sell stuff. Sometimes we're just teaching stuff. Sometimes I'm telling a joke just to see if people think it's funny. But once or twice a week, I'm going to write an email and I'm going to send it to everybody on my list. Everybody. So I don't care if they joined my list for Amway 20 years ago or they joined my list for MLSP yesterday. I'm going to send it to everybody. And that's where that $22 comes in, because we're always promoting something different. You know, I have like 12 or 14 things we promote: tools, training, business opportunities. We just kind of just cycle through them. Not everybody is going to buy everything. You know, I'm not going to buy a prospecting course because I don't prospect, but I will absolutely buy an SEO course because I'm all about SEO. So if you send me a prospecting thing, I'm not going to buy it. But next week, if you send me a link for SEO, I will. See what I mean? So it's just getting what you do out there in front of your people. So I don't have any rhyme or reason. I might send an email 3 days in a row and not send them on for a month. Just like whatever.
It's all about having fun, you know. And do you have those you know, follow-up series, different follow-up series for like every single different funnel you create? You have like a bunch of those follow-up series, or you have one solid follow-up series and kind of that's it?
Yeah, well, every product, every opportunity usually has a different follow-up series. A lot of the times your company is going to give it to you. Like MLSP gives you one. Some of these other programs give you one. So I usually take what they have. I just, you know, I start there. But then what I normally do is I normally add an email to the first email. What I want to do is I want to personally review what I'm promoting, or personally share my experience, or personally show my results. So usually I've created a video or a blog post that does that. So I change the first email. I want them to go see my review. So it's like, hey, thanks for opting in. Did you see the review? Did you see my incredible results? And I send them right back because I don't know if they've seen it or not. That helps to pre-sell what they're looking at. And then usually about 3 to 5 emails later, I send them another one that doesn't sell anything. It's just a word of encouragement. I have a blog post called "A Note from Christopher Robin to Winnie the Pooh," which is a cartoon character, and he gives encouragement. You know, you're stronger than you think you are, and braver than you believe, and things like that. So I will start putting those types of emails that send them back to my blog to encourage them, to uplift and edify and stick with it, and you can do it. Has nothing to do with selling. It's all about relationship. So I just kind of sneak those in the follow-up series. Because again, most of them aren't going to buy whatever they opted in for, but they might buy me. They might like me. If I can show them me, if I can hang out for a minute and tell them my story about Winnie the Pooh, you know, they might stay on my list for a long time.
I
So that's what I do. I use the series, but I add personalization in there as well.
Yeah, so I think story is a big part. When somebody subscribes, you want to introduce your attractive character. You want to share your story, who you are, what you've been through. Kind of let people know your backstory, where you came through. That you also struggle, like you were also in their shoes. You understand what they are going through because you've been there, you've done that, and you kind of get on their level, and then you hit the wall, and then you kind of experience an epiphany, and you share it with share the story with people to create this bond. I mean, I'm sure that you're doing that.
Oh yeah. To me, it's all about story. I mean, sometimes we got to give facts, and it's kind of boring, but it's all about our life is a story. If you go back into civilizations, they sat around the campfires. The most revered position was the witch doctor storyteller person. The fathers who shared the stories. Look at the Bible, parables and stories and all that. It's all a story. You share your story, you share your words, you share your goofs. I just did a LinkedIn advertising campaign where my lead cost was $50. $50 a lead. So I shared that. That's horrible. It's horrible. That's like the worst results in the entire world. So I shared it live. It's like, so what does it look like when Rob blows it? I'm just being real. You know what I mean? And I think people appreciate that because we are human. Sometimes we're spot on. Sometimes we're not. That's just the way it is. And so you tell your story. And the story is a lot of your drama.
Yeah.
Just little drama. I woke up, I made coffee. What kind of coffee do you like? Decaf or calf? All little mini stories.
Yeah, this realness, when people see that you're real, you're not like perfect, you're not Superman, you're not something like that. I can never do what this guy does because he's way and above. But if they see that you're just like me, and you just figure things out, and you've gone through the journey, you're willing to share what has been working for you. Now people bond with that. Now people connect with that. So the first email that you say, like, a review or something, you're sharing your story, you're reviewing the thing. Now the next email is going to be another video of you, right? Another video of you sharing some stuff, teaching some stuff, and third email, another video teaching some stuff, sharing some stuff, right?
Yeah, well, it depends. Yeah, we're gonna do the autoresponder that comes with whatever we're selling. So they're gonna get those. Then I'm just gonna add the first email. I'm sending them back to a pre-sell review. It could be a blog post or a video, or maybe something I posted on Facebook, but it pre-sells whatever the heck it is that they were opting in for. Then usually 2 or 3 emails later, 3 or 4 days into it, then I have an email that sends them back to my blog, what I call my encouragement post. Stay believing, you can do this. And I'm really just trying to, at that point, create a relationship going, hey, I'm a nice guy. And once they're on my blog, they can find all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Somewhere later, I may tell them a story of, so I have like 6 posts on my blog that I default to quite often. Get past our hurts, habits, and hangups. Believe you can do it. Stick with it. Just things like that. Because I know we all struggle. We feel like we're in it alone. So I don't really do a lot of like emails where it's me going blah blah. I'm all about something. It's like, hey, we're all in this game of life together, and sometimes it's a struggle. If you're struggling right now, let me give you a hand up.
That's what people need to hear. That's what people need to hear. The words of encouragement, when you encourage their dreams, when you justify their failures, when you say it's okay, it's all right, it's not your fault, we've been there, you can do this kind of stuff. So you're not emailing them every single day, like you said. You're taking some breaks apart, right?
Yeah. They get the normal follow-up series, whatever that may be. I think the longest one I have going is MLSP, and I think it's 21 messages over 90 days or something.
Every day? Every day?
I think it just hits them. But then for me personally, when I'm marketing, I probably send 1 or 2 emails a week, not much more than that. I know marketers who make a lot more money than I make, and they mail daily. but I just personally, I just don't. You know, it's like, well, that's a lot of work.
No, it's like you're not. You're not. You're just focusing on other parts. I know that you're providing value every day. You know, you just not email every day to
Yeah,
people.
yeah. I just don't email every day. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
So
that said, I am testing it. I just created a list. In the last 2 weeks, I created a list of about 2,000 new people, a new list of 2,000. And my thought, and I literally just thought this like 2 days ago. It's like, okay, so I'm going to answer the debate because I personally mail about once a week. I've had big name marketers tell me, no, you're leaving money on the table. Mail every single day. So to this one list that I just created to 2,000, I'm going to mail them every day.
mm-hmm.
So I knocked out a segment of my list, and I'm going to test. See, it's all about testing. See, we can think we're doing good, but we don't know what we don't know. So maybe I am leaving money on the table by not mailing every day.
You are wrong.
So instead of, so I took a portion of my list and we're going to test it. Now, if they don't all hate me and burn down my house, then I'll probably, try the whole list. So we're always testing and refining,
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you're leaving money on the table, that's okay. You have many different income streams coming, so that's fine. So, well, you mentioned that on Instagram, you kind of automated this whole thing. I mean, you don't create images at all? I mean, somebody else.
Well, no, not anymore. The first 90 days, I did. I spent like 2 hours every day creating pictures and doing all the stuff the course taught me to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I got I think like 200 pictures that I actually physically created myself and did all that stuff. And then I asked the creator of the course. I asked him. I said, "Well, why can't we just recycle the content we already did? Because people aren't going to see it. Social media is very in the moment. If you do a Facebook post, I see your post and, 5 hours later, it's gone. It's very in the moment. Instagram's the same way. So I found a program that will auto post based on a schedule. So I just took all the 212 pictures that I've already done and I just added them to auto post and then start over. You know what I mean?
Man.
So from now until forever, it will always be the same 212 pictures, just recycling. One a day, or actually I'm doing 2 a day, so it'd be 100 days. So basically just a repeat 3 times a year. It's all automated now.
That's interesting. It's kind of like, why do I have to work 2 hours a day creating those images? Let's create it one time, really good series of 200 something images and let it run on autopilot.
Well, that's exactly right. So yeah, think that down the road. So I have another blog. Earlier I think we talked about how Google likes new content better than old content. So I don't know, 6 months ago I sat down. They say like blog every day. If you're going to be a blogger, they say blog every day. Well, I don't want to tie myself to a job. So what I did is I sat down for 3 months, sat right here at this desk, fired up, and I just wrote. I had my keyword list, and I just wrote for 3 months, 4 or 5 hours a day, 2, 3, 4 blog posts a day. And I wrote 350 blog posts in 3 months. I didn't publish them. I just wrote them and got the pictures and got the links. Then I went and I put them all on my blog, and I scheduled them to post every day for the next year, right? So it took 3 months of work to create a blog that will have a new blog post every day for a year. Automated the SEO with Rank and Stick and Audience Builder Pro. Then I put in a plugin that once the year is over, it will just start at the beginning and republish everyone again. So just like Instagram, the blog will become perpetual. I made it a point to only do evergreen content. The content, what we're teaching will never change. So it's evergreen keywords, evergreen content. So yeah, was it a lot of work? Yeah, it was for 3 months. But I will have a blog that has a new blog post every single day for the rest of my life. I never have to visit the blog. ever.
That's your blog? That's your personal blog, or another one that you created?
Well, it's a personal blog that I use to market stuff. Yeah.
So you did it on your personal blog, right?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Wow. That's probably get some people, spinning their head a little bit. That's like, wow.
If you find your, like I talked to another guy at the same time I was giving him some coaching, and he decided to do blogging. And it's like, I have a content package. We sell blog posts or blog articles. So he bought that and he said, dang, Rob, there's like 180 articles here. I go, yeah, that's 180 blog posts. Go put them on your blog and schedule them out. He goes, well, it'll take like forever. I go, yeah, it'll take like forever. But once you're done, you're done. Now you can let that go make money for you, generate leads for you, do whatever it's doing. Then go add another marketing method, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or paid ads. So we never want to, it's never a either or. Oh, I'm a blogger. I'm Facebook. Oh, I'm Twitter. No, we want to keep adding and adding and adding. But in order to do that, we have to automate it. Get our time back and then go add, automate. So Instagram, when I was actually doing the pictures, I'm hating life. It's like, really 2 hours a day to do pictures?
I was like myself. I've gone through the course and I was like, I don't know. She says, you just need to do it 15 minutes a day. Or like, not really 15 minutes. It takes me more than that to get something going. Just one image to create like 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, and it was the same thing for me. So I'm sitting there going, this is dumb. I'm just being honest with myself, going, I cannot see myself doing one new picture a day or 2 or 3 every day for reals 3 months from now. It's just not going to happen. That's just not me. That's not what I do. So I figured, okay, well, how can I make this work without working? And, so I just went on this massive...
Asking the right questions. So I
just went on this massive build and then expanded what she taught into how do I completely automate this. Once we did that and got our time back, now it's an automatic lead generation machine that I don't pay any attention to. None, zero. And we're still going to get 10, 12 leads a day, from that one-time effort.
And you mentioned that you were getting some good results from Facebook groups, like 20, 30, 40 leads a day. And I know that those groups, like, there are spam groups, right? A lot of people that are spamming. There's, join my deal, and people barely pay attention for that. But what makes it, the strategy works, I think, is that you actually post a video that adds value, right? You create something of value there.
Yeah. We're still selling something, but we're also doing it under the cover of story, or under the cover of teaching, or under the cover of a lesson. So we are still selling, but we're also providing value. So even if they don't buy what we're selling, they still walk away enhanced. They got some value. And yeah, most of those groups are little spam places. Everybody's pitching their deal. And in a sense, that's kind of what you're doing. You're spamming your message out there to all these groups. But because of the sheer numbers, it just works. Even if you were really spamming, buy my stuff now, people are probably going to buy your stuff from the sheer numbers. But I wanted to actually add value. So it works. It's like you said earlier, any way you can to build a bigger audience. Any way you can. Right. When I first started, I used to do these little business cards. I don't have any on my desk. These little business cards, and I would have a little headline, make, I don't remember what it said, but say, make $2,000 a day in your underwear, and then a link address, right? If I went to the store like Macy's or Walmart or something like that, I would park as far away from the front door as I could, and I would put these cards on everybody's windshield on the way to the door. What are you doing? You're building a bigger audience. So it doesn't matter how you do it. Whether it's online, offline, it's all about getting your message in front of more and more people. And then if you can automate that, so that
you said that you know, you upload the videos actually to Facebook, but how can you automate this part of uploading the video into a Facebook group? Can you automate this thing?
I don't know. I don't think so because well, I don't know actually. On the Facebook is kind of interesting. You brought that up because I wrote a note yesterday. I'm going to spend the next month digging deeper into Facebook video because I didn't know this, but a couple weeks ago, I wanted to put a video on my blog, and I put the video on Facebook. I put the video on YouTube, and I wanted to go, can I embed the Facebook video on my blog? You know we can embed YouTube, but could I embed the Facebook video? Because on Facebook video, you can put a call to action at the end of the video. Mm-hmm. So that's a better video. You can, but it wasn't easy. You know, it was a little complicated to make it work. So I'm going to actually research the next month and go, how can we automate Facebook video? How can we automate the SEO for Facebook video? Because they do rank. I've been testing that for a month. They actually rank really, really well. Surprising. So I don't really have the answer for that, but I'm going to find out if it's possible.
You know what I found? I'm using a software called Video Autoclick. Video Autoclick. Have you heard of it?
Video what?
Video Autoclick.
Uh-uh.
So basically what I'm doing is, what this software does is it takes a video from YouTube that you post on YouTube, right? and then it goes up and it uploads this video automatically. It not uploads the video onto Facebook group, but it takes the video from YouTube with any image that you want as a cover for the video. It has this display button. And when people play this video in the Facebook group, it shows for them your YouTube video. It shows your YouTube video in the Facebook group, and beneath the video, a description, anything that you want to write down, a description and a call to action with the link, actually in the Facebook group. So people see the video, and immediately below that, a description, a call to action. When they are done watching the video, the YouTube video, it's going to automatically redirect them from Facebook to any site you want. And
that's beautiful.
And
yeah,
for
that's beautiful. I love the auto redirects. One of the tricks that I use for auto redirects, I'm gonna have to check that out. So it was video
autoclick, yeah.
Video autoclick. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, on a redirect, this is what I do if you do video redirects. In your video, you're talking blah blah blah, and just like on TV, when they get to the good part, it always goes to the commercial, right? It's like a cliffhanger, and they go to the commercial, and you gotta wait, right? You gotta suffer through the commercial. Same thing. Cut your video, have the video end right at the good part, where it redirects, and then have it start wherever you redirected them, where you just left off. You're less likely to get a back.
Bounce.
You know what I mean? They're going to click the back button because you perpetuated the story. You help them close that loop. And it works wonderful. I've been doing it for years. It's kind of sneaky, but
the only thing is with it is some people, they have pop-up blockers. So for them, it's going to be they're going to block the other redirect, but instead of the video, the YouTube video, now they're going to see a huge button with a call to action they can click on and still go to any page you want. So it's been pretty cool. I've been seeing how my YouTube views on my videos grow every day by 100, 200 views or something like that by posting my YouTube videos on those groups. And I also automate this whole posting part as well. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, and that's the magic. That's what we do. We find what works. We figure out how we kind of tweak it, massage it to make it work better, automate to get our time back, and then go find another way. It's fun, you know.
So what do you think like people can do starting today to generate leads? Is this something they can do?
Well, yeah, I think the fastest way to do it is just go become a participant in your niche. So again, if you, whatever you sell, product, service, business opportunity, you have to ask yourself, who's the person most likely to buy what I sell if and when they come to know it exists? And you have to create this profile of your perfect prospect. Once you have that profile, figure out where online they hang out. What Facebook groups are they hanging out on? What Google groups? What Yahoo groups? What forums are available on the internet? Go join all those things and start engaging, not pitching, not selling, engaging with the group. High tech, high touch. Go engage in that group, and you answer questions. Be a servant leader. Do whatever. Your thought process should be not what can you do for me, what can you buy from me. Your thought process: what can I do for you? What can I do for you? How can I help you today? How can I uplift, edify, and encourage you today? How can I put money in your pocket today? And if I walk around with that mindset and that spirit, and I'm sharing that on the forums and in the groups, you will attract people to you.
And you can also start conversation with people. And you can also just start direct conversation with people with this kind of attitude. And I mean, that's like, boom, if you are giving value for them, do a little bit of rapport. I know Dan Hockman does it all the time. She's like, I have a great newsletter that can really help you out. You might want to check and receive it. And they're like, oh, sure, of course. And now that's the lead.
Well, that's exactly right. In fact, you should have a list of everything that you sell. I have a list of everything I sell and all the URLs that would take people there. And I have that list on my desktop all the time. I just click it and it's open. So if I'm on Facebook, one of the things I did back in December was I was promoting a new program, and I would do a Facebook post and people would like it or people would comment. It might be a funny chicken joke or something, whatever. And if they liked it or commented, I would go visit their page and look for something I could like or comment on. I'm actually engaging with them. And then quite often they would send me a private message and they would ask a question. And I just looked down my list of what resources do I have available that would best help them. So it's not like I pitch one thing to everybody. It's like I have something for everybody, and that may be different. Maybe different for you. Yeah. You're in a different place, and different for them. So yeah, it's really being that servant leader. Don't go with your agenda, go with their agenda and make your agenda helping them out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's abundance mindset thinking. And that's what like people, first when they start, I have my deal. That's what I have. But you say no, expand your thinking. There's so many different ways that you can, help people with different tools, with different things. And if you're going to think abundantly, you're going to have more solutions for people. Especially you've bought them themselves. It works.
Yeah. I had it just the other day. I promote a program where the guy was considering joining, and if he did, I would have made $1,000. But he asked me a question: should I join this deal? He told me his story, so I knew he was new. 100% new. Should I join this deal? And in my mind, it's like, yeah, that's $1,000. Or should I join this deal? And then that's only like $25. But for him, the $25 deal made more sense. If I was being honest, if he was my brother or my sister or my mother, and I was going to tell them the truth, it'd be like, yeah, go with the $25 deal. That's what makes most sense for you. So you also have to be honest. I personally believe you have to be honest. Now, I could have made $1,000 just by lying and going, oh, this deal is the best deal. But I don't operate that way. And that I think is abundance too. Once you start doing this and realize trusting the results, then you can be real. You don't have to convince people, or I used to call it con, cheat, and manipulate with style. That's horrible. We don't want to do that. Sell, sell, sell. we want to do the best for people.
Absolutely, integrity is very, very important. It's all well, you know, universe will send you back everything if you just go there and you have great intentions. Now, I want to ask you, Rob, what are those, you know, profit producing activities that people can say, okay, this is a profit producing activities, this is a profit producing, this is what I should focus on. What are those profit producing activities in your opinion that people should focus on?
Well, I think it's going to be different for everybody. You know, like we were talking about earlier, one of the things I recommend everybody to do is join MLSP, go spend 7 to 10 days researching marketing methods, pick and stick, pick one method and go get good at it.
Right.
So your profit building activity is going to be different depending on which marketing method you picked. So if I picked blogging, obviously writing a blog post and doing SEO is a profit building activity. If I'm building a network marketing opportunity, calling my leads would be a profit making opportunity. You know, rearranging my desk and getting organized to get ready so when I'm ready, I might be ready to pick up the phone and call my leads is not. Building an audience, sending an email, getting your message in front of other people, following up. Anything that has to do with building a relationship is a money-making opportunity. And so what I do, I get up really early. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I make coffee. I plump my butt right here. And I make sure I do what I call my marketing chores first. I have a routine that I do in the morning. I check some blogs, make sure they're still there. I do a couple of posts on Facebook. I post to my Facebook group and fan page, my Google groups, and I just have this whole marketing routine. And I do that routine first before I check email, before I answer the phone, before I go hang out on Facebook. I want to move my business forward first. Then, if I want to go do training or personal development, or go live life, I can do that guilt-free because I know I've done the marketing.
Yeah, you have to eat this frog first. You have to do the most important thing in the morning. That's what I believe in too. So I think what is the most important thing to do like in the morning is creating something, creating some content, right? Whether it's a video or some, you know, status updates on different social networks. You know, an email is another piece of content. So I think, you know, for, you know, what is very important to do every day, no matter what, is creating content in some way, shape or form, whether you're doing SEO or not, or doing videos, creating something of value, connecting with new people, of course, creating content, promoting it, right? And then connecting with new people that you meet on Facebook, or just, you know, building a relationship with your existing team, with people, and then sending an email also is very important. So those are kind of the things that you know, that are important to do, right?
Yeah, and it won't necessarily put, you know, $1 in your pocket today, but building your network, like you say, you know, I actually pay a person to tell people happy birthday on Facebook. That used to be part of my process. I would get the 28 people have birthdays today, and I would actually go, hey, happy birthday, John, happy birthday, Mary. You know, to build the relationship. Does that put any dollars in my pocket? No, not a dime. But it builds the relationship. You know, it gives me a chance to build a relationship. And I think that's so important, I actually pay a person to do that because I wanted to get my time back. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to spend the hour going happy birthday. I want them to think I'm spending an hour saying happy birthday, but I actually have got my time back. So for me,
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
So every day I have people going, oh, thanks for telling me happy birthday. And I go, awesome.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. You gave this person like 10 or 20 different things how to wish a happy birthday, or
I have a standard message. It's a little standard message, and then I created a video of the Minions. You know, the little guys from the cartoon Minions. You know, I forget the movie, but it's them singing happy birthday. so they're singing happy birthday, just kind of a fun video. And then it's got a picture of me and my wife at the end, kind of waving at them, going happy birthday. So it's just a little 20-second video and a message. So she sends that to everybody, but it's her job to go check birthdays on Facebook every day. That's her job. Her whole job is to send birthday notes to people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't think it's expensive, the thing. Like, it's you got it from Odesk or something. Yeah. This person.
Oh, this is actually a gal that was I've known her for years. She was I've known her mom and dad, so she's just a local college gal. So she needs a part-time job like anybody else. So
yeah,
she's
absolutely.
a birthday girl.
Rob, now many people, they're just starting now. They may be a little bit overwhelmed and confused. They never experienced results before. Now, what do you suggest they should focus on first and foremost, like in the beginning stages, maybe first month or two, to start getting momentum and results? I think you said about modeling, pick something and work and just stick for it for a month or two. That's what you say? They should focus on first and foremost for a couple of months to get in results. Momentum.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think most people buy into whatever they bought into based on emotion. They got caught into the dream of, $10,000 a month or whatever. Mm-hmm. And most of us, we're really good at what we do. I'm the dog catcher, I'm the policeman, I'm the fireman, I'm the nurse. I'm a really good whatever I am. But then we're not marketers. We didn't go to school to be marketers. We didn't go to school to be videographers or bloggers. I failed English in high school. Failed. And now I write words for a living. Who would have thought, right? So,
right.
So I think what you should do in the beginning is, again, spend time picking a marketing method. I think that's the number one thing everybody has to do. Stop trying to sign people up in your deal. Stop trying to do whatever the heck it is you think you're doing. Stop. Go pick a marketing method. Pick one. From that point forward, there is no question, what do I do next? Because the person you are studying, who has mastered whatever it is that you pick, they will tell you what to do next. The reason we get so overwhelmed and confused is we are still looking for the way that we want to play the game. Put a limit on it. Say 7 to 10 days. At the end, on day 10, I will pick a way. And from that point forward, self-doubt is not allowed. You picked, you stick, and for the next 6 to 12 months, that's all you do. You go find the person that's mastered that and do exactly what they say, and they'll give you that answer. So I don't think we can really answer that until they pick.
So the marketing method is really about lead generation, learning how to generate leads. Right. Is that right?
Yeah. What's your place in this marketing space? I chose blogging and SEO, and I've been doing it ever since. Now I've added video and SEO, and I've added social media and SEO. But I started with blogging. Other people, maybe you're like me. Maybe you can't spell worth crap. Maybe you don't write really good. So blogging might not be a good idea, but video marketing might be wonderful. You don't like to write? Talk. Maybe you think you're ugly, right? Maybe you have a speech impediment, so video might not be good for you. And maybe you don't like writing, but maybe you got more money than time, so paid advertising might be your model. So it's going to be different for everybody, but we gotta pick. Until you pick, you will continue to be overwhelmed and confused, spend a whole lot of time doing a whole lot of nothing. And that's tragic.
Absolutely. I agree with you. So you built your audiences, if I'm right, you first blog is your number one thing from all of the audience, right? Then you have Google, you focus on that too, you said, right? Obviously Instagram, right? But Facebook fan page, I'm not sure if you're building that or not.
Yeah, I spend the majority of my active Rob's being present marketing is Facebook. So I got my first, my Facebook profile, and then I got a fan page. They're basically just mirror replicas of each other. And whatever I post on my fan page is on my personal. I do spend probably an hour a day. Whoever has engaged on my Facebook, they liked, they commented. I spend about an hour a day visiting their pages, looking for something I can like of theirs, some way I can give value to them on their page, make them look good to their audience. I spend about an hour a day doing that, and it's all about building relationships. And again, it's not going to put $1 in my pocket today, but it's going to create another relationship. The way I look at it is, if I were to die today, how many people would attend my funeral? Well, only the people that I somehow contributed, I gave value to their life, right? So in my mind, I'm going, how do I get 10,000 people to my funeral?
Oh, come on.
No, that's my question. How do I get 10,000 people to my funeral? Now, will it happen? Of course it won't. But that's my mindset. How can I add value to 10,000 people over the course of my lifetime in such a way that when I die, they really will miss me? See what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a mindset. How do I add value? How do I add value? How do I add value?
That's like what Brent Burchard is saying. At the end of our lives, we are asking ourselves, did I live? Did I love? Did I truly matter? And I read actually a very important, very interesting statistics that like half people decide if to go to a funeral based on the weather. If it's raining, they're going to stay home, you know? So it's like we're all going through our life. We're thinking, you know, all people are thinking about us, you know, we have friends, you know, they're going to come to our funeral, like, and then you realize that half of them will decide where to go or not based on the
the weather, or can they get off of their job, or I got to use a vacation day. Hell no, I ain't gonna do that. So hey, I think we're coming close to 9 o'clock, and I actually have another appointment coming up here.
I want to ask you just last question here. What would be your thoughts of encouragement for people who are watching right now? And they may say to themselves, well, you know what, Rob Fore is so awesome. He has, you know, so much experience. He's been doing SEO for a long time, you know. But tell them, you know, that, you know what, doesn't matter, you know, you can do this stuff. You can absolutely, you can do this. You can succeed.
Yeah, one of the things that I teach people to do, and I don't know if they actually do it, but the internet is wonderful because the internet records everything that happens. There's a site out there called waybackmachine.org. You can actually go visit my blog, how it looked 10 years ago, or your website, how it looked 3 years ago, or whatever. So what I did when I actually joined MLSP and I studied these 10 leaders is, yes, I took a look at what they were doing today. That's not really what I was interested in. What I was interested in, what did they do in the beginning when they weren't rich and famous yet? What did they do to get rich and famous? So I wanted to start way back in the beginning when they were brand new, when they didn't know what they were doing, and what did they do? That's what I want to research. So I do encourage, so yeah, you don't look at the glory. Oh, Rob, multiple six-figure. Don't look at that. Go, what did I do in the beginning to create this 5 years later? I did a blog post every single day. I did SEO every single day. I did a half hour of personal development every single day. I spent 90 days pulling my hair out. I don't get it. What's a plugin? What's a HTML code? You know, like everybody else, but I just kept going, Then eventually, you know, like yesterday, I'll tell people yesterday, I got $33,000 in affiliate commissions in the mail yesterday.
Yeah.
I couldn't even conceive of that 5 years ago when I was doing my blog post today. So you just keep the faith and keep going. You know, it's one of those things I tell people, consistent action over an extended period of time. There is no get rich quick. You know, get that whole phrase out of your head. It's get rich slow. If there is get rich quick, please tell me what it is. I'm kind of tired of waiting, you know? So just get rid of, just go, I'm in this for life. What will I enjoy doing every day for the rest of my life where I can add value to people and live an incredible lifestyle?
That's
keep
incredible
going.
advice. You know, Rob, you're inspiring so much. You know, just people who really listen to you, the story, and you share like so much great information here. You inspire me. You inspire so many thousands of people, and I mean, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up, for being you, for sharing all that you've shared, and you know, it's just incredible. I'm so grateful.
Well, I have to say thanks to you too as well. You know, one of the, you know, I've watched over the last 6 months with MLSP. You come in, you start popping on the leaderboard, and then you just start making this climb. It's like, boom, boom, in the house, and it's just fun. It's just fun to watch. You know, so I'm the same way. I get motivated by watching other people have success, other people come in. You know, because, you know, quite honestly, a lot of the stuff we do gets kind of boring after a while. You know, once you get past the learning curve and all that, is like, what? Another blog post? What? Another video? It's all kind of boring. And so we have to find out, how do we stay motivated? Well, I stay motivated by watching people have success. I mean,
Wow.
how freaking cool is that? We get to literally walk the beaches of the world together. That's cool.
Yes, we do. And we're going to meet in a couple months here at Live the Dream 6, where I'm going to see you on stage. We are going to hang out with the founder of My Lead System Pro, Brian Finale, in his house, having a pool party. And I'm just so looking forward for that. And
yeah, for anybody who's even remotely considering starting a business, make money from home, the Live the Dream event, Live the Dream 6 coming up. There's one event I would not miss unless I was bleeding or dying in the hospital. And that's this event coming up. I just love the people. I love the crew. It's a nice event. We're going to have maybe 500-600 people, you know, so it's small enough where we can all hang out together. It's a great event. Be there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. So if you haven't already, just go ahead and start your MLSP trial. It's like $10. And like Rob said, you know, follow his advice. Just, you know, go and see the buffet of options for marketing strategies. You know, spend the 10 days deciding what is going to be your main one. Choose that, stick with that, and you're going to, you know, become successful, you know, just doing that. If you're not going to be completely like blown away with everything you get, all the value, you know, get your $10 back and go buy yourself a Starbucks coffee or something, you know. Go continue doing what you're doing. But I think you're going to find a family here. You're going to find a community here. You're going to find a lot of training from Rob Fore. Just search in the training library, put in Rob Fore there. Going to be, you know, a bunch of webinars popping up. You know, check out if you want to do SEO, check out his stuff there. You're going to totally love it. And you know, just you're going to find support from me, from Rob, from everybody in the community, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a great community. So hey, thanks for so much for having me on this morning. It was really fun. Now I guess I should go get some work done, I guess.
Yeah. So thank you guys, and you know, we're going to speak soon.
All right, cool. Bye.
Bye.